Mixer beats YouTube. So welcome along, Mixer. And then finally YouTube. There they are, all 4 of the places you can watch us stream. Now online, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer. We've got obviously round 2 tonight of the FNL1 eSports Formula 1 Championship. And it's going to be a little bit, well, I don't know. Zen's been watching the qualifying take place, and he's got some notes ready to go. Early favourite, Zen?
Well, good evening to everyone out there in the eSports world, and welcome. At the moment, to be hard-pressed to go past BP for favourite. But they
wouldn't have heard anything.
Okay.
It says we're live again, guys, so welcome back. Sorry about that. I've been having really bad internet dropouts in and out all week where I live, so hopefully from here on in nothing bad happens. But if it does happen again, that's going to be the problem. It's going to be my internet dropping out. There's not much I can do about it until NBN get their ass in the gear and get it fixed. Alright. Well, welcome back, guys. Sorry about that. The qualifying is still underway, so you haven't actually missed the race yet. Which is good. Leave that, close that. And what I wanted to show you guys before we get started is highlights from last week. So if you didn't get to catch up what happened, here's a quick refresher of how the race panned out in Australia. We're waiting. Lights are going out, and we're about to be racing here in Melbourne for round 1, and we're underway. And the field now stream up towards turn 1 for the first time this season in 2020. Looks like the Ferrari is almost clearing wheels as they come into the first turn. And I think Prix seems to be out. I think he was our first victim. Yep. Angry, a little bit wide as well as he come out of turn 3. But, oh, he's into his teammate. Angry's into his teammate there. He's recovered and the Williams get around him. But that was pretty clean. AB Saints is trailing in the distance as well. I don't know what happened.
It's got him under braking.
Yeah, it was. Oh, there's a bit of a lock-up from Az Attack, and there's a collision between HRT, Andrew HRT, and Az Attack. And Az Attack, I think, has come off a little bit better. HRT's into the wall here, and he's out of the session. I think he had a puncture on the front.
Actually, now that I look at it.
Yeah, Mike, we've seen that happen before where Mike's been... Kiwi was so lucky. He caught back control of the car there, and that's given Hawks the run. He's going to go up around the... And he's done it. That was easy move.
Yeah, I think, Crazy just... he was offline anyway, and I think he just didn't make it to the...
It's the interval between the front two, 1.4 seconds. Mike and Hawks, it's about to heat up, I think, because 3/10 the gap. And I imagine Hawks is quicker than Mike at the moment.
Most definitely. But this is a hard track to overtake on.
Not that at all. Kiwi's being pressurised from Epic. He's down into 7th place. And things are getting really tight. The trio around the outside. Kiwi go. Schnell's caught up on the inside. And it could be a move for the Red Bull. It's not. The Williams car gets back in front.
Oh, Epic.
Epic getting involved. They're 3 wide as they come into the turn 1. And look at that. He's snuck on through. And none of them expected that to come. He's squeezing the man. Schnell out wide into the grass. He was so lucky to gain re-control of the car. And Kiwi's backed off.
That was amazing. Like, Epic had all the DRS stand and none of the other 2 guys had. Surely one of the other guys should have had a DRS stand.
Lost him. Epic's got ahead. Bots is he's in some trouble here.
Yeah, Bots is in some trouble. He's spun out somewhere, has he? Yellow flag.
Yeah, he's fallen way down the order. He's down in 7th place.
Yeah. H2's missing an end plate, and he's spun. I think he's got a puncher.
Yes, on the rear. Puncher. Saints is going to be coming through.
Unbelievable. The Maranello curse strikes. Round 1, season 5, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, you can't. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no, he's out. He's gone. He's gone. He's oh, no.
Bots is out with a puncture.
Oh, no. Hawks. Shame.
Hawks is side by side with Mike. Look at this. It's been so chaotic in the first 7 laps. They bit of contact. Mike is up into second with Hawks. Now back into third. He just can't get around. And then in the red machine, the only one left, Mike, is giving Hawks a hell of a run at the moment. Mike.
There goes with the DRS. He's gone deep though. The switch back, Mike, nicely done.
It was a little bit good. I was a little bit surprised. I thought Mike could let him have it, but no, Hawks was trying to go a little bit too deep. He couldn't get the car because going out of fashion there. You just saw Angry's car on the inside. The cars get around it. Hawks, he mounts the move. Oh, he's done it. He's done it. He's come out ahead, around the corner ahead, and it's a Mercedes 1-2 at the moment. Mike is now back into third. And he's got 7.5 seconds between him and his teammate. There's a good battle between Kiwi and Schnell. Schnell with the DRS. Kiwi blocking the run. I think he's run deep.
Schnell's got it.
He did. Kiwi's
he's run very deep.
He did.
Very deep.
And Schnell's around him. Kiwi now has a lot of work ahead of him.
This is the interesting thing now. Mike has an opportunity here to go for an undercut, but if he times it too early, he won't have the legs at the end to hold Hawks off. And he's called it. He's called it. He's gone in now. Okay, here we go. Has he timed it right? 6.8. No, Mike's lost a lot of time there somehow.
So Hawks went in.
Hawks went in.
He's in now.
Okay, Mike's on around turn 13, turn 14. Mike's flying.
You can see the Ferrari.
It's just going to get him. He's just going to cover him. Oh, who's that? We've got a Toro Rosso.
Well, Epic had an issue too.
Was that AB Saints? Or?
Yeah, he's stuck.
Yeah, he's still... Car's alright, but he seems stuck or glitched. No, he's out. He's reversed out now.
I think he was just waiting for the truck.
No, it could be, yeah, it could be.
Saints has turned himself around. And now, 9th place. Behind. He could even be behind Hawks and Mike.
Mike's going to have a run here on that third DRS. Look at him.
He will. Is he going to have a shot? He's going to go
Hawks
deep.
Is blocked. Hawks is blocked on the inside. Position the car well. This is working with BP's hands now with that penalty. Dangerous corner to tuck one in the front.
He might come out so close to Hawks' side then. Nothing in it just yet. He will probably have another run into turn 1. Not an overtaking corner, but he'll probably have a crack at it. Look at this. Look at the difference. He's gone around the outside. Hawks is going to have to do all the work.
Well, Hawks is definitely turning that Merc into 4 meters wide, and you can see on the that lap there has costed 2 seconds against BP. So they've lost 2 seconds for squabbling. Go with the last lap now with the leader.
He will. Hawks starts the last lap along with Mike. As you can see, 41%. Turned it up to 5. Hawks has.
Yeah, Hawks is going for the fastest lap now.
See if he can do it.
Yeah.
BP's on. BP might get the fastest lap because he's almost got a full tank of it. BP, he's going for that fastest lap, that final point. He's got the ERS to do it. But will it be a clean enough lap? Here we go. He's going to cross the line. The winner of the first round here in Australia. Well-deserved win for BP. Check the flag flies. And Hawks is about to come around himself.
And there you go. He's pulled out almost a second on Mike with what he had in the tank. You know what I mean? And that's what Mike needed to do. Mike needed to conserve for about 4 or 5 laps.
Well, welcome back everyone though with the highlights from the race 1. Here's your track map here today. We're in Bahrain for round 2. There are 3 DRS zones for them to utilise there, and here is the track layout, 15 corners, and we've got to watch out for them braking into the very tricky turn 10 before they get onto that back straight and use the DRS for themselves. But BP V8 has come out on top, Bots in second, Hawks in third, Wardy Chill fourth. There it is on your left-hand side of the screen. And Zen, what are your early thoughts before we get this race started today?
Well, BP definitely favourite, but I don't think he's going to get it completely his way. Bots had a great time. there. BP just peeping in, but Bot's definitely splitting the two Mercs again. Mike a little bit off the pace, but a surprise, Wardy Chill looking very, very fast.
Yeah, we'll have to see. He's down up there in fourth, and a few of them got, well, you know, sent back to the grid early, so tyre temps for them are going to be a concern starting.
And I just got a message up there. Bots can't get control of his car. Seems that, yeah, synced out.
Is it going to be a red flag, perhaps?
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do now. I think they're going.
Here we go. We're about to get the race underway. Lights on your screen, 5 red lights, all lit up. And we're racing, we're underway in Bahrain. A good start from the field. That was a great start from BP, and I think Bot's got an even better start as BP has to come across and block the run of the Ferrari man, Mike. There's a bit of contact. And I think that's angry old fella. He's run right up the rear of one of the Racing Point cars. Would have been probably Wardy Chill, so his early advantage, I think, is just all but gone from that start. Angry getting called out into the braking into turn 1. That's easy enough to do, and he's the first victim tonight.
Yeah, that looked a little bit messy from everyone going into that turn 1 there at the start. They're very congested, 3 wide at one stage I saw.
Yeah, I was concentrating on the front man who was looking pretty good in the Ferrari, I think Bots and Mike, and then all of a sudden there was carbon fibre flicked up. And then you saw the McLaren, and Angry's all the way down in 17th place early on. He's got a lot of work now ahead of him.
Yeah, he's definitely got damage to the car. The two big losers in that one was definitely Hawks being one of them. He's now in 5th. And Wardy Chill, I think he might have got a little bit of damage. I'm just trying to see, because he did look like he got, yes he does, right side end plate damage. He definitely looked like he got pushed a little bit into Hawks, or he just outbraked himself just a tad, and yeah, he's gone wide now. He's going to, it's almost spun.
Saw that. That's a huge, big moment down the field. That was, Wardy Chill in the back of that. I don't know how the field managed to get around him there, because he was almost blocking the racing line. But Bushchuk's pushed forward. He's up into 3rd now. He's side on with Bots. And Hawks has been further and further pushed back down into 5th. So it is not a great start from Hawks here. He needed to get his qualifying form better. And looks like the start of this race hasn't gone his way again.
Yeah, that's putting Hawks on the back foot here. We know he's quicker than that. He's going to have a lot more work to do in the later half of this race if he doesn't get up there and not let BP run away. Mike's now taken Bots. Obviously, we're still not 100% sure if Bots is... I think Bots is driving, but he was sinking out there on the formation lap.
Yeah, well, once we get confirmation of that, we'll be able to get it in. But yeah, it looks like he is, so we'll just assume that he is.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he is, because he repassed Bushchuk. Bushchuk outbraked himself.
Oh, big moment from Hawks. He almost came up the back end of Chook there and clacked him hard, but he's avoiding action, and he's gone out wide, and that's really compromised his run down to this big long straight out of turn 10, because Epic's got the overtake on him. And yeah, Hawks in some trouble early on, and now Epic's being compromised from Kiwi in behind.
Yeah, the 2 Williams also behind that pack. Epic looking a little bit ruffled in that in this 3rd sector.
Yeah, let's have a look. There's a lot going on here today. You can see Epic's involved, the Kiwi in behind him there, and just ahead Bushchuk and Hawks is squabbling a position out. Hawks is getting ever closer to the back end. He's got a good run on him.
You think he'll take him on the brakes yet?
He didn't get the DRS into the braking zone. There it is inside line. Hawks makes the move stick, and that's a textbook manoeuvre. One that you can practice yourself at home.
Bushchuk is coming back right at him.
He is, isn't he? He's not giving up early on. Around the outside, he almost squeezes him into the apex, and I think Chook realised what he'd done later on, and he's just done some avoiding manoeuvres himself. Run the car out wide. I don't think there was contact, luckily. And now it's on between Epic and the 2 Red Bulls. He's in a bit of a sandwich at the moment, Epic. So, and then the Williams are looking good. Sweater and Schnell have decidedly recovered from their probably bad start that they've had, but Schnell is trying to fight back, because you said he was looking very, very healthy early on.
Yeah, he was definitely Q1. He had a lot of pace in that car on the super soft or the soft tyre, should we say now? But they got compromised a little bit in Q2. The two Williams almost came together, and it definitely compromised both their lap times. So they didn't get into. Schnell didn't make it into Q3, but he's doing well now. He's up from 13th to 9th, and he's now behind his teammate. And they're sort of. It looks to me like Epic may be holding this pack up with Bush now. But it's still very tight. It's still very tight.
Let's see what happens here. Kiwi's got the DRS open, but so does the Renault in front of him. And he's not able to make a maneuver this lap.
Epic tries to force that one down the inside on Bushchuk.
Yeah,
Bushchuk
he's looking aggressive tonight.
Definitely. Bushchuk got damage on the outside end plate as well.
And there's more moves happening. Hawks has managed to get himself into third, so Bots is falling down the order now into fourth. So whether or not he is actually racing or not, we still haven't got confirmation, but not the start he wanted, because he had an early runaway in round one. And there goes Chook out wide. This could be the run Epic was looking for. He's come back across to block the run. Epic, he's just had to wait and delay that move a little bit longer. And there's a bit of netcode there. DRS for him now. He's in behind Bushchuk. He's getting ever closer. This could be a difficult move with the DRS. He's going to go sideways. He's off the track. Oh, somehow he's managed to pull that off. How did he do that? Chook again ahead. Oh, look at this. And now Kiwi squeezed past. Where did Kiwi come from? He's got a habit of doing that now. 2 races in a row. He just sneaks on by. And thank you very much. It's now Epic in 7th, Kiwi up to 6th, and now Swatter is going to have a run. Oh, Swatter. The door was shut. He's going to have the DRS run again down the front straight. This is an absolutely enthralling race here. 5 laps in. We haven't lost anyone yet. The 2 Red Bulls are fighting. Epic's trying to fight his way back. He's got the DRS open. There is a bit of netcode happening. Hopefully this doesn't cause an unforced error from somebody. There's a bit of
damage
contact. Doesn't look like that's Epic's damage, does it? I think that's one of the Red Bulls.
Bushchuk. I think it's Bushchuk. Bushchuk touched him from the rear, but
yeah, Bushchuk's letting him, or is he not letting him go through? It's a bit difficult to tell at the moment. Bushchuk flies forward into the apex of the corner. Swatter's just following them now. He's either he needs to clear them quickly.
Yes, he does. He's cleared one, and Bushchuk's outbraked himself.
He has, and Chook now out of that battle for a little bit. But is Epic slowing them down possibly?
Yeah, look, Bushchuk's got both end plates off. He'll have to pit. He has to take that wing off, and probably his best bet now is to just take it off, go on the hard tyre, and go till the end.
Here comes
his
Meta.
pace will be very heavily compromised. I think Epic's move a lap before there into, I think that was at the end of the back straight. I think that was more than just ambitious. It's not really an overtaking spot. The door got shut on him. He ended up losing 2 spots and then somehow getting it back 1. And that's mainly because Bushchuk was compromised. And I find it very lucky that FlySwider didn't capitalise more on Epic's mistake there.
Yeah, it was a bit surprising, but I don't maybe Swatter just wasn't feeling comfortable with everything going on around him.
Remarkably, Epic has no damage from any of that, which is absolutely remarkable.
It is. Chook's into the pit lane. So there it is. So damage from that incident, and Chook's now getting it fixed. New front wing for him, and tyres, changing of the tyres. He's gone to some new mediums, it looks like. So he hasn't changed compounds yet.
Bots and Hawks going for it 2 by 2. I'd have to say that definitely is Bots driving.
Well, that's good to hear. There's Wardy Chili. He was looking healthy at the start, but he's down in 11th place, just in behind Attack now as we get the overhead shot. And I'd just like to say, sorry we haven't been able to reply to you guys, but welcome Banana, BJ Hall, Chris Brown. Our Friday night's going absolutely swell. This race is turning out to be an absolute cracker. Rocky's here as well. Yeah, we've got 2 in the booth. Rocky tonight. We've got Zen, who's one of the other FNL1 boys. Yeah, so 2 in the booth tonight.
2 in the booth, all right. And Bots is now losing a little bit of time on Hawks. I think Hawks has got the measure of him. He's got past him. Can't see that Bots has any damage.
Wardy Chill just did a nice little move on Azatak. Azatak, I don't think, saw it coming. Or he didn't have the tools in his toolbox to defend it because he's just let it happen. So there's action happening all the way through the field at the moment. It's hard to keep an eye on it all. It's good to have you with me, actually, because you're able to keep an eye on the rest of it.
Yeah, for sure. There is definitely a lot going on. Wardy Chill now, he's made that stop. Was it Wardy Chill that had to... It was, wasn't it? He had to make that stop early on in the first lap.
Yeah, well, Bush took a stop as well, but he didn't change compounds.
Oh, no, it wasn't Wardy Chill. Wardy Chill is still out there with that end plate damage, actually. Only Schnell, Bushhook, Ming, and Andrew have all done their stops.
Loving the stream. Thank you very much, Midget, and thanks for subbing to us on, following us on Twitch earlier on. I saw that pop up during the highlights, so thank you very much, brother. But loving the stream, that's good to hear. SWAT is trying to get a run on Epic here, but Epic in 6th place seems to just have just outpacing him slightly. I don't know if SWAT is going to be able to do anything about that. DRS for him here. He was within the detection.
I think SWAT is playing a bit of a smart game here. He saw how, keen Epic was a couple of laps ago. He's probably, doesn't want to really get too involved with Epic, and he might try and opt to just stay with him and get him on the pit stop with an undercut.
He's got his ERS down on 0, so he's just harvesting at the moment. He's not, so yeah, he's playing the long game.
Definitely playing the long game, and I think that's probably what SWAT is aiming for here. He knows the top 5 guys now are going to pull away. I think he has the pace to maybe have a crack at Crazy Kiwi, but realistically, I think his race is with Epic.
It definitely looks that way. Azatak's close in behind Wardy Chill as well. Wardy made that overtake, but he hasn't been able to make any significant gains on him through the few laps that have passed since. Don't know if Azatak is harvesting down the straight into the braking zone. Thought the nose twitched to have a look, but again, he's just going to sit there and sit tight for another lap. But things are starting to settle down now as we get about 8 laps into it, and BP's still leading, and Mike's up into 2nd. So I haven't on our screen, we haven't seen much of the front, so we'll have to get a bit of an update.
I'll be keeping tabs on the interval between BP and Mike is definitely keeping BP honest. It's hard to say if BP and Mike, for that matter, because they do have a significant, are they sort of conserving the tyres a little bit, trying to stretch them out? We're still unsure if it's going to be a 2 or a 1 stop pit strategy. The boys in practice on Tuesday were saying that tyre wear is an issue. Hence why some of the guys that have pitted early, they've gone on the hard.
Yeah, Schnell's on the hards. Oh, he's had contact off the back, Chook. I don't know if he lost any carbon there, but he did get the new nose early on, and he might be in again for another one. He's looking a little bit impatient here as he tried to get around Schnell then. But into the braking of 10, he's gone a little bit wide, and he's compromised his DRS exit and the speed down that straight into 11. And Schnell stays ahead just for a little bit longer. Shook does look quick, but he needs to make sure the move is clean. He can't be doing that, otherwise he's just going to be sitting into the pits more and more.
He's definitely had contact again, end plate damage on the left-hand side on the front wing.
Yeah, well, he just hit Schnell. I think Schnell got away with it. He was lucky Schnell didn't get a puncture or anything out of that either.
And Fly Spider's got past Epic.
Oh, look at that.
Epic now trying to come back.
Here it is. This is the battle for 6th. And all 18 drivers, this is fantastic tonight. They were a little bit rusty last week. A lot of them got caught out in the street circuit around Melbourne. A lot of them were out before lap 5. But look at this. They've put the practice in this week. And now we've got a lot of racing on our hands.
This is the corner now that Epic tried to move 6-7 laps ago. He's got the DRS, but he's just held it behind Fly Swatter. He hasn't tried anything ambitious. Probably going to try and keep him in range for the main DRS on the main straight.
Yeah, well, that's...
Ooh, a little bit of a twitch there from Swatter.
Yeah, that didn't look healthy at all. BJ Hall's on the night shift at the moment. Hopefully this can keep you entertained, brother. Can't make it to this race tonight, but Hell, you can watch it. That's right, you can watch it anywhere we're live. That'll be on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Mixer, so you can pick your platform. So thanks for joining us tonight. This is Dem 1 Garage. My name is Josh Gain, and there's the overtake.
Swatter he had the ERS right up to 5. He tried to defend it, but he didn't really cover that inside line. I think he really knew that it was sort of like inevitable. He didn't want to force the issue, I guess, also with Epic. They both got the DRS now as they head into turn 4.
Closing on the apex line. Swatter was so lucky to avoid that. But yeah, I was just saying, my name's Josh Gain, and Zen as well. Zen Raza with me in the commentary box before these two put on a great show and made a bit of an overtake, and the show's continued as we're on to lap 10 now, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, Mike's had a moment or something. He's dropped back from 2.8 seconds to 5.2 on BP. I don't know if that happened all in one lap, or he had a moment, or he's just been losing time on those tyres. I don't really know. It seems to be the interval staying reasonably static. So I would say that Mike might have had a moment.
Well, we will have to keep an eye on the intervals there and see what happens. Wardy Chills made a move. He did. He got around the Alpha of Major Dan, and now the two Alphas are back together again. Bush Chooks moved ahead around Angry Old Fella. There's a lot of movement happening. Angry's in some trouble, I think. He's lost some end plates on that front wing once again. And he's got a puncture on the front left. A puncture for Angry Old Fella. He's moving very slowly now.
He's going to have to nurse that car all the way home. We saw last week in Australia with Bots having that puncture on the rear. It was almost undrivable for him. Well, that actually was. He ended up spinning it out and crashing into the wall and breaking the front tyre off completely. Let's see now if Angry can get it back to the pits.
Epic's into the pits here on lap number 11. He's come out on some new medium tyres. So that'll push him out into 11th place at the moment. So he's got some clean air.
Swatter's going to have to react to this now. He knows that the race is between him and Epic for that 5th spot. But it is too early to do a one stop now. If can't go, I don't think he can go far enough on the two. Well, he have to go two more stops, or one more stop on the soft tire. 2 stops.
Yeah.
Stints.
That was a mouthful. You got it out.
Yeah, I got it out. Yeah.
Unfortunately, my headset's decided to go beep, beep, beep on me. Oh my god, I'm charging cable.
Swatter now actually, getting within, he's well and truly inside DRS range on Crazy Kiwi. I've been following Kiwi's pace as well, and I think he's starting to struggle a little bit on that tyre.
Well, yeah. Sorry, who was that?
That was Crazy Kiwi in 4th. Swatter now 0.6 behind him in the DRS zone.
Kiwi's into the pits here.
Yeah, Kiwi's in the pits, as predicted. He was starting to struggle.
That's going to be a compound change there for him. He's Kiwi's medium tyre by the looks of things. Wardy Chill's in as well, so the first few stops are starting to be made.
So I think that goes to show what the favourite strategy is going to be. It looks like it's going to be medium, and then a soft for the run home. So 2-stopper, the preferred choice for the top 10 at least.
And Hawks is yeah, he's had a new tyre there. That's why he's down in 6th place. I just saw a Mercedes sitting in the midfield, and I was a little bit surprised, but he's opted for the medium. While the rest of the field they've really gone for that hard tyre. Like you said, they're struggling with tyre degradation around here.
Hawks now stuck behind Major Dan and you can see Hawks is significantly faster. Major Dan moves out of the way, luckily. Whew, that could have been a moment. They both came out really squirrely.
He did. But Hawks kept his cool, and so did Major Dan. They both walk away unhurt for now.
Yeah, Hawks really wants to get his pace up there and see if he can put a dent in on that gap between him and Mike. It was about 3.6 seconds, if my memory serves me correctly, just before he pitted.
Swatter's doing well. He's up 4th right now, but he's yet to pit. And Angry did make it back, so he did manage to get on the hard, but he's a long way off the field. Back down the order now. And there's Swatter into the pits.
Swatter in the pits. And here we go. I'm following now Crazy Kiwi, who Epic has undercut. Epic's in 8th now. Kiwi's all over the back of him. But that undercut coming in early has definitely paid off for Epic. Let's see how Swatter now coming out.
Here comes Kiwi. He's got the DRS on the man in the yellow Renault. And Swatter, I don't think he's going to be able to get out ahead of these two.
Swatter now going for the one stop.
So he's going on the hard. There we go. So strategies are starting to unfold around us. And this is getting to be quite interesting. Hopefully you're following along at home. There's a lot going on tonight. 13 laps elapsed. We're on the 13th lap now, rather. And there's a battle happening here between a Red Bull and a Renault. Kiwi and Epic. One of them's going to be holding each other up. I just don't know who. Oh, Hawks.
Oh, that's it. Hawks. Spun.
Is that, surely that was all by himself.
That looked like it was all by himself.
He was lucky.
Wow.
There was no one there to touch, and he had a bit of runoff too. That was a lucky escape. He might just get away with that, Hawks.
Well, that's championship. That's affecting the championship. That incident now.
Oh,
Big
definitely.
Big time.
Well, BP out ahead by 6 seconds over the two Ferraris. Now Hawks, he's had the stop and a mistake. He's going to fall even further back down the order. Yeah, that's just going to hurt him. So number one's looking like it's BP. I don't think it's a question anymore.
No damage, thankfully, to Hawks' car. So I do believe that he just lost it by himself there. He might, and the two Alphas going very well.
They are, aren't they? They really are. Hawks is going to get a few spots here. Swatter's up to 8th place. That's Angry, I think, trying to unlap himself there. And Swatter, but Swatter will have none of it. Undercut for Swatter. Who's Swatter undercutting?
No, Swatter's already pitted. He was with Epic and Crazy Kiwi, but I think he realised that he stayed out, or maybe that was his plan, to stay out longer, go on that hard, and he's definitely now doesn't need to come back in, whereas Epic and Crazy Kiwi definitely have to pit again.
Yeah, Major Dan's going for the soft tyre here. Interesting choice from the man in the Alfa Romeo. I don't know if that's going to hurt him at the end.
He too will have to definitely pit again, but maybe he's looking for the middle stint to make his ground on.
And Bushchook, I think he had a lengthy stop in the pits. He's come out just behind the race leader, so he's getting lapped at the moment. And Chook, it's going to be a race to forget for him, I think. He's had a few mistakes here and there, which have cost him.
Yeah, definitely Bushchook way quicker than his current position tells us.
And there's AB Saints down 17th. Angry, he's had the puncture, he's had the mistake at turn 1. And it's not surprising to see him at the tail end of this field. But this is BP leading in the Mercedes. He's leading the championship. And it's not surprising to see why when he's got a 6-second lead over the rest of them. And Mike's been doing well tonight for the Ferrari. Up into 2nd ahead of his teammate Bots. Bots staying out of the wars as well. So some points for him, hopefully.
It'll be interesting now. I think BP and Mike have committed themselves to a one-stop as well. They will go. I can't see him going on the soft, but you never know if they can stretch it out. They've got quite a buffer, but I wouldn't want to be on that soft tyre at the end if it's actually gone off the cliff in terms of degradation.
No, it would it'd be a bit of a crazy place to be. Have that happen. Kiwi is now chasing down Epic, and Hawks is trying to regain all that time that he's lost, so he's got a huge task ahead of him at the moment. But Kiwi's looking strong as Epic is trying. Well, he will have to defend a move surely from Kiwi in the next lap or two. There's the DRS. As Kiwi gets it, he will definitely should, if he stays within this distance, within a second at the next detection zone, which is coming up, he should have it down the front straight, and that's a good spot to make a move if you're close enough.
Kiwi's definitely put it up into 3. He's gone into 5 now. ERS. He's got plenty of juice left in the battery, so he's probably gone into attack mode now.
It does seem that way. Epix hasn't seen it happen yet. Will he respond to a fast moving Kiwi?
He's shifted it up into 4 for the ERS to give him the maximum speed down that straight. and it's showing.
Let's see what happens here. As Epic comes into the braking zone, the interval gets smaller. Kiwi makes up a bit of time, but it wasn't enough to make the overtake, and Hawks as well is trailing. And while these two squabble and fuss about, Hawks is slowly catching them. And he might even sneak by and get 2-1 if he gets his plays his cards right.
That Renault with Epic in it looks very slippery at top speed. I wonder if Epic's running low wing, and it does look like that. That Red Bull, and now with Hawks in the Merc, they are all over the back of that Renault in this tight section.
They certainly are. Renault struggling a little bit, and even Hawks, like you said, he's gained a lot of time. Out of
now look,
10.
Yeah, look at the speed now of the Renault. The boys behind him have the DRS, but look at that speed of that Renault, top end. Definitely running a lower wing setting than the boys behind him, Epic is.
Yeah, he was almost running the same pace as those two had with DRS, so yeah, Epic's slipping through the air at the moment. Oh, Hawks is very close right now. He's sort of come out of nowhere through that last corner. He'll have DRS on Kiwi, and that's gonna give Kiwi something to think about, because he's trying to orchestrate one on Epic, but at the same time he doesn't want to let Hawks around. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. On board with Hawks. You can see the DRS wings open on Kiwi, braking. He's trying to brake later. Hawks did the best he could. He was side by side with him, but Kiwi with the inside line, he was able to hold it and back onto the racing line. And the optimal run for Kiwi here, but Hawks is fancies. He's having a go.
He's got him. He's got
down.
him.
That was a great little move from Hawks. Timed that well. Timed that extremely well.
That was a great move by Hawks. He just waited and saw these opportunity there in that second DRS zone. But I think Epic is going to prove to be a harder car to pass here. That top end speed of that Renault is actually really amazing at the moment, and
yeah,
it's keeping Epic in the game, to be honest.
It definitely is. It's keeping him, and it's going to keep these two honest as well. Watch this DRS. He's not even touching the back end of Epic here. And that's a great example of what Zen's talking about. And watch him, he's just flying away. He's gained a 10th or 2 already.
See these mid-speed corners, you can see Hawks has gained up on him on that mid-speed corner. That's a fourth gear corner coming up, and now look at the gap to Epic. Yeah.
These long straights are saving race at the moment, and there's plenty of them to utilise around the Bahrain circuit.
Hawks, he's got the ERS on 4, which is the maximum power it can give. And now he's going to make the move. Epic blocks well on the inside. Hawks has to go around the long way. He'll hold his line, but he has to yield coming out. He doesn't want to lose his front wing. He knows it's not worth it. And Epic survives to fight for another time here and holds Hawks out. Epic doing a fine job, I must say.
It's a strategic battle, and it's one that Epic seems to be leading.
You got to wonder now if Epic wasn't so gung-ho in that first stint, he wouldn't have been here. He probably would be 5 seconds up the road there doing this exact thing to bots.
Well, if Hawks hadn't have spun himself around either, Hawks wouldn't have to be fighting with Epic.
Exactly right. So
game of what ifs.
It's fate, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's the fate they've put themselves in it. Pie in the face sort of scenario.
Exactly right.
But anyway, it means it's turned on a fantastic show for us, and there you can see once again the Mercedes closes the gap between the Renault, but back down the straights, Epic in that Renault, he just builds the gap, the safety gap that the Mercedes, driven by Hawks, just can't seem to close quick enough.
This would be probably Hawks' best chance right now. He's 0.3 coming into the last corner.
That's the closest I think we've seen him.
Yeah. Surely he'll get him now, surely. He's got the juice. Epic's trying to squeeze him.
It's the outside now for the Renault. Hawks inside line. DRS braking. Closes the back wing.
Nice.
And there it is. The sweet move that Hawks wanted to do a few laps ago. He's done it finally on lap 19.
Hawk set him up well there. You know, pretty much used that entire lap to set him up for that move down the main straight. And the pace of these two has now, they've pulled away. They're well over 2 seconds ahead of Crazy now.
Yeah, I'm looking at Hawks has the pace through here. He's starting to build. He's almost a second ahead of Epic. So
Wardy Chill on Major Dan now.
They are, look at this. Up the inside, and I don't think Major Dan was able to do anything. He just had to let the Racing Point take the line. And it is hard tyres versus the soft tyre. Major Dan, off the road. Major Dan got caught out under the braking, and he's avoided contact with the back of Wardy Chill's Racing Point. And there's Angry, I think, just getting out of the way.
I wonder if Major Dan has pushed too hard on those soft tyres. He's 5-lap-old soft tyres. I don't know if they can go more than really 10 laps, and you'd have to be pretty conservative. If he's pushed too hard, he might have severe thermal degradation on those soft tyres, and that's probably why he totally outbraked himself.
Yeah, it's easy to do. I mean, you get fiery for a move, and then you sort of you forget about everything around you, and your focus is on making that overtake, and before you know it, thermal deg creeps up on you. And here's the result of that. Yeah, I think his tyres are sort of on the cliff edge now, actually.
Indeed. And it snowballs. It only gets worse.
It will. So, yeah, you can see Wardy Chill. He's created a huge distance between the two, and now Major Dan's next obstacle is going to be Metaman and Azatak. Because there's still 10 laps to go, and those guys are on the harder compound. And like you said, Major Dan's problems only going to snowball from this point on.
Interesting, I've just noticed that Fly Swatter is on 1-lap-old medium tyres, so he has changed his strategy, it seems. Maybe he just wasn't getting any good pace out of that hard tyre. At night, the hard tyre is hard to turn on. And sometimes some of the drivers, if they're running too low a downforce, they just really can't turn it on.
Yeah, well, he's gone to that medium. He's not too far behind Azatak and Metaman, and I saw Metaman especially trying to charge one up the outside before, so he was sort of running it hard. So who knows? Maybe Metaman's struggling to turn his tyres on. He's 8 laps into it too. So Breed in. Gets a move as Andrew HRT, who was out early on in Australia. He's gone for the soft tyre. Is he trying to get a fastest lap here? Ooh, big long run there from Epic. He outbraked himself into turn 1. He's got his teammate just ahead of him. So they're vastly different strategies tonight, these two. But BP, we haven't seen much of him. He is leading. This is his teammate Hawks, who's 4.5 seconds behind Bots in the Ferrari. His teammate Mike is doing very well as well, but they haven't been able to keep pace with this man BP at all. He's on a different level.
Interestingly, though, the top 3 have pitted, and the two Ferraris have gone on the hard. They've committed to the 1-stop for sure. But BP, I think he's trying to stretch that soft tyre. I don't know if he can do it, though. I really don't know.
Yeah, well, surely that is going to cost him 12 seconds before the end of this one.
Well, with 8 laps to go...
You've got to count the ones we're on, so... Oh, sorry, 8 now, yep.
Yeah, 8 now. I don't think he can... I think Mike's in for a win here.
It could
I'm
be.
I'm calling it now. I think Mike is in for the win here.
We'll see what happens. There's a move happening down the order with Metaman. Major Dan cuts up early up in the inside. Metaman sticks to his line, and he's still searching for a way around. As that Alfa Romeo is seemingly 4 meters wide at the moment. He's missed his apex, and this is going to be the run, I think, for the man in the Haas car. He'll have the braking zone. He's going to be forcing the situation. Major Dan, what does he do? He can't do anything about it. Metaman with the line and the tyres. Looks like he's got these hards turned on because Major Dan softs. Look at that. Yep, he's into the pits. Only 7 laps. And like you were saying, BP's done 6.
6 already, and Hawks has pitted while all that was going on. Hawks has pitted. He's come out on the soft. I think he's definitely consolidating, should I say, and probably going for the fastest lap as well to get that one extra point, because I don't think a podium was on the cards after the shenanigans.
Yeah, the self-forced error that he did to
Yeah.
himself through here. Don't know what that was all about, but you know, he's made little errors here and there. He said it was qualifying, but today must have been the nerves or something getting to him. It's easy to do. Oh, back end flicks out. Hawks controls it.
Kiwi getting onto the back of Epic now, 0.4 seconds, heading down into the last corner.
Definitely is. Look at this. It's a race. It's a race that you can't take your eyes off at the moment. Epic is holding him off. Kiwi.
Now that Renault has a lot of top end, but they're both pitting.
No way. They're in. All right.
They're going for the soft tyre now, and they're going to go home on this soft tyre all the way to the end. But they're going to go for it now on a nice, really sticky soft tyre. They both come out, clean pit stops for both.
Yep. And who else have we got in the pits here? That's Schnell, I think. Schnell's in for the Williams. He's taking the soft tyre.
Taking the soft as well.
So that moves a few things around. Wardy chills up to 5th. Hawks goes into the top 4 now. Box is there in 3rd, and Mike, he's 16 seconds now behind BP.
Yeah, BP's comfortably a second and a bit quicker than Mike, but you know, I just can't see BP keeping this pace up on that tyre with now in effect 6 laps to go.
We'll see what happens. Buschuk's trying to push his way forward. He hasn't got far to go between him and Ming, but interval is growing slowly. Major Dan is all by himself there down the order. The 2 Williams are at 10th and 11th. And Schnell is close behind Azatak. He goes for a move. And there it is. Azatak
Nicely
down
done.
into 10th. That is how you make an overtake. Take note at home. If you play online, that's how you should do it. No contact whatsoever.
Schnell on a fresh set of softs too.
Newman's on his hards. He's trying to fight Kiwi, who's on some new soft tyres, but you just saw there, Kiwi absolutely floored it away. And I think Meadowburn, that's a task, a hill he's not going to be able to get to the top of before the laps elapse. That's a tongue twister. Laps elapse.
Indeed. Crazy's also fallen a little bit. He's fallen out of the DRS of Epic, so he couldn't get that Renault down the straight. So I think Kiwi's gone into conservation mode. Yes, he has. He's lowered his DRS right down, and he's going to, you know, probably conserve for a couple of laps and really try and have a go at Epic in those last 2 or 3 laps.
Well, it's going to be quite interesting what happens. Anything could happen here. And
BP's pitted.
He did. I didn't see that, but you're right. He's come out on some new softs, and Mike is now the leader.
Here we go. This is going to be, you know, BP's going to have huge pace on these 2 Ferraris with those hard tyres, and BP being on the softs. So this is going to be all hands on deck. All hands on deck, guys.
Only got 5 to go. He's got to get through Bots first, and I don't think Bots is going to make it an easy task. But having those quicker tyres will give him an advantage. Whether or not Bots can hold him off is the next question. Thank you, AKA, for following us on Twitch. It's good to have you along for the ride, brother. Oh, no, you followed us on Mixer, rather. Sorry, the Mixer and Twitch works the same. So thank you very much on Mixer. Good to have you, bro.
Well, this is going to be a thrilling last 4 laps now. BP definitely will have to fight his way through. He's about 6 seconds behind Mike, 1 second behind Bots. He'll get Bots into this DRS zone that they're coming up to in that midsection.
Battle for 6th place. Kiwi, he's looking ultra tight to the back end of Epic's car, near the braking of turn 1. He wasn't able to find room this lap, but I'm sure he's going to orchestrate something very soon into the second DRS zone. He's a lot closer. He has a quick look up the inside, but Epic's already there before him. So again, he backs off, but the laps quickly tallying down here. And there's a few positions that aren't quite certain just yet. And this is one of them, and so is this between BP and Bots. This is extremely close stuff right now. Oh, he's out wide. Bots keeps it on the black stuff. Into the braking zone to the last turn. He's gone inside. Oh, that was a lot of movement.
Oh, that was indeed.
He was very lucky not to shift the weight of the car too much and send himself on a tank slapper.
He won't be able to hold Bots.
Bots gives him room.
Yeah.
And into the braking zone. That's it. Bots is conceded, I think, unless he can get on
One
the power.
down.
There was contact there.
He's got in-play damage, Bots does. In-play, there was contact.
Oh, he's got the run. Oh, he's squeezed. He squeezed him.
He's not going to be able to pull it up. Surely he does, but he switch back.
Oh, that was extremely aggressive from BP. He was running the Ferrari off the road. I don't know if the stewards will look at that, but that was almost running him out of road. I don't usually say that, but I think that might need to be investigated.
Well, there's no grass in Bahrain.
No.
So, but if there was, he was definitely in the grass.
Oh, he was on the grass, and Bots, he avoided. He did have contact early on, but he didn't. There was nothing malicious about it. It was just racing and racing hard. You let him race, that's what happens. Kiwi is ahead of Epic. He's done it. And now, I don't know if Epic's going to be able to get him back here. The lap's 3 to go. But there's so much to sink your teeth into. The next question is, can BP catch back up to Mike, or has Mike secured the win?
It's going to be very close. BP's definitely significantly quicker. Mike definitely needed Bots to hold BP up just for one more lap.
Yeah, that would have been a huge help, but you saw there, BP and Bots, there was no love lost between the two of them. Hawks is getting through, but he's going to just have to settle for 4th tonight. BP, he didn't get any damage out of the small contact he had. No, his car looked fine from this angle.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. His pace, he's just a little bit off the pace. Definitely pulling away from Bots. We know Bots has some damage on the end plate. The interval's at 3.4. He's probably on that lap alone gained about 0.4 to 0.6, somewhere in that region. But as it stands, it's not enough. It's not enough for BP.
No, there's like you said, not enough pace in it. You can see there's Mike ahead. That's what 3 seconds looks like. And for a race to car driver, that is an eternity. There's also a move down the order. I think Breeden, he got ahead of Andrew. I don't know if Andrew's in some trouble. He's on some old soft tyres. I think his soft tyres are starting to fall off. That's about the age we've seen them get to, and then they're just done. Oh, Metaman's out.
Metaman DNF.
Let's have a look. We're riding on board with Attack. Look around. Can you see a Haas? Somewhere through there.
Yeah, somewhere. There he is, far in the wall.
Yeah, I saw that. Very right-hand side. There it is, up the back there. How did he do that to himself?
Well, that is the S's in there, and you're coming out of the second S and into the third S, if you know what I mean. And you can get really loose. If you lose the arse end out there in that area, it will put you into that wall. But he must have been flying when he did it.
Must have been, because he's completely written off the car. And he was so close to the end too. And I'm pretty... Metaman he was within points, surely, I think he was. So he's really kicked himself in the head, basically, by doing that. Anyway, the battle is on. BP is trying, but I just don't think there's enough pace in it.
There's not enough laps for BP to get him. He's down to almost 2 seconds flat, 2.2, 2.3 second interval. And they're on the penultimate lap, really.
They are. This is the lap before the last one. Epic is, he was getting close to Crazy Kiwi. The Kiwi's turned it up a little bit. We saw him harvesting. He's harvesting at the moment, actually. Epic's, they're about the same level when it comes to ERS. The Racing Point gets out of the way and Epic gets through too, but the gap is going to be close. Epic's, they're so equal at the moment that If Kiwi makes a mistake, Epic's going to be there to pounce. It's going to be a game of margins, this one. But this is it. BP v Mike. Last lap, 1.6 seconds as we hit the apex of the first turn, and there's only 14 laps remaining. Sorry, 14 corners remaining.
BP has plenty of ERS. He's only got it in at level 3. Yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't just put it up to 5 and do the whole lap like a quali lap. He is gaining on Mike, but it's just not going to be enough. It's just not going to be. Mike now probably feeling the pressure like crazy. He just needs to hit his marks. Just hit your marks. This is your race.
It's into a second now. He didn't get it under the second at the detection. This is close. This is close. BP might get it within a second at the next detection zone. He's got one more DRS zone. But he's got it just. Mike is going to be sweating. He's going to be feeling the pressure. The cooker turned up high. It's half
one more corner to go.
BP, he's within striking range now. Mike can sense it. He'll be looking into those mirrors left and right. BP looks for a way around. Into the last turn, they touch. BP's out wide. Mike, he covers him off. Coming into the DRS, and it's BP, but he can't make it. It's Mike who wins. What a fantastic finish. There was only a 10th in it.
That was great stuff. Congratulations, Mike. Great race. He must have been under huge pressure in that last lap. And that last corner, you just knew that BP had to do it then. He had to do it. Mike, covered him well, didn't completely block him. BP has to swerve. There was contact.
Here we go. Kiwi makes a last chance move on Kiwi. They touch. He was out on the outside, and Epic, he somehow got bullied back out of position. He's right up onto the tail end. They've hit the checkered flag, though. And Kiwi will come ahead just in front of Epic. Fantastic finishes all the way through this field.
Look at that split. 3,000ths of a second. Oh. Kiwi beats Epic. 3,000ths of a second.
You can't script this stuff. This is why we like the sport of Formula One. It will surprise you in all sorts of ways. And today was absolutely spectacular.
That was superb racing there. The strategy's playing out. The two Ferraris really, stuck to their guns, and I'll give them full credit to that. The Mercs definitely needed to think on their feet. BP, it was a gamble trying to do the one stop on that soft. I didn't think that could ever really work, and we were proven correct. But, congratulations to Mike. He is officially the second person to ever win in a Ferrari in the FNL1 league.
That's a crazy start after 5 seasons.
That is after 5 seasons. He joins Yayo. Yayo previously won, I think it was 2 races for the Ferrari. I think that was in season 3.
Well, there it is. Your race winner. Mike in the Ferrari.
Hey, how's it going?
It's a 1-2. Mike's here already. He wants to talk.
Woohoo, Mike!
No, I didn't know when everyone was joining in, so I thought I'd just come jump in.
We still got you on the podium, mate, with the champers.
Oh, well, there's always time to drink and talk at the same time. There's always time to get on the piss, I suppose.
Sweating bricks at the end there, Mike.
Not really.
Oh, yeah, I was just cool, calm, and collected. I didn't even care about BP.
Oh, well, I had the benefit of being able to save, so I saved.
Yep. I predicted that, and I thought that you probably might need bots to hold BP up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that was I said to bots, I said, you won't hold him, but let's see what we can do, and he got in there and did what he had to do.
I mean, that's all we can ask. What was your strategy today, medium to hard? Did you struggle to turn the hard tyres on at all?
Not really. The best I was 2/10 off my medium best time at one point. So I had a much more aggressive setup, which kind of kept those tyres a bit warm. That's why I had to go the harder compound.
Right, fair enough. So absolutely no issues for you there.
Nah.
And yeah, did you expect to come out for a win after seeing yourself 12 seconds behind BP?
When he grabbed the softs, yeah, I did. I saw the win was there. As soon as I saw those softs go on, I knew the win was there. If I saw the hards go on, I knew it wasn't.
Well, it was interesting. What did you think when you and Bots obviously made the decision to do the one stop and go onto that hard tyre? What did you think when you saw BP come out on that soft on his second stint?
Oh, I was shocked. We saw Hawks was struggling, and when he went in for the 2, we understood. But when BP came in for the 2, and he was, I think, 10 seconds up the road, yeah, I was pretty confused. Yeah.
Definitely worked in your favour, though.
Yeah. Well, I think it just goes. Ultimately, if you take a 2-stop, you're automatically 20 seconds down. So, I think the trade-off was fair. And obviously, the only person I think in the field that probably would have caught me would have been BP. So, it was a pretty safe play. And luckily, I had my teammate here. Really good job to him this weekend. Yeah, just managed to play the team game well. We did well as a team and got some good points for the constructors.
You did 1-2 and
1-3.
Oh, sorry, 1-3. And Zen
I'll
was
take
saying,
a 1-2 if you want. If someone can change that in the results, I'll take that.
No, I might switch it around. But yeah, I was just saying, Zen was saying you were the second ever person to win in a Ferrari in FNL1, which is a weird stat to think.
Oh, well, everyone goes on about this Marinello curse, but to be honest, I don't know what anyone's talking about.
Well, it definitely looks like Ferrari have broken it to some extent tonight.
Well, we got some real drivers in it this time.
Ooh.
I left the curse in the turn 10 wall at Adelaide, Melbourne.
We parked it up, left it
Yeah.
there, and got a new car.
That's all you can do. BP second.
Yes.
You were quite aggressive with old mate Bots there at one point. You were fighting the overtake. You were pushing him off the road. Is that how you saw it?
I wasn't expecting the fight back in the next DRS zone. That caught me by surprise.
Yeah. So were you just scrambling for a block? You just didn't run out of defensive moves, or what was going on?
I saw the arrows come across, and when it got to red, that's when I pulled over to the left. Because it's like, he's like, oh shit, he's there. Okay, I'm going to pull to the left now. And obviously, yeah, we both outbroke ourselves. But probably that exchange there probably lost me the race, to be honest, at the time split at the end.
Right. And yeah, did you at one point you were sitting, I think just on the last lap, Zen was making a point of like you should have. I know there's a lot going on in the cockpit, but you were sitting on 3 for the ERS. Was it just you were just so much going on you couldn't? That was the last thing on your mind.
I flicked up to 3 because I didn't want to run out, and yeah, obviously it was coming into the tighter sections. I was like, okay, this should be fine, and turn up to 4 when they get to the other DRS zone.
You seem a little bit shaken, BP.
Yeah, you caught him. You caught him really quickly in that last. You could tell that you were conserving a little bit after you got past spots, but you still needed to put the pace on, which you did. But yeah, I did make the call. I was surprised. He had about 75% ERS left, and I was thinking, just go for it, 5 it up, and hit it. You know, but you're right. The run from the last corner to the finish line is DRS aided and is quite long. So you probably did the best you could do in that situation, I figure.
Yeah, there's nowhere to pass in that middle section, so it was kind of the last turn is literally the only point after. Yes, there's not much else to pass after that.
Well, it was a great fight, and it was you just needed another lap or 2, I think, and you would have had him.
Yeah, well, the mistake I made was I was originally gonna, which I should have done, was stretch the softs more because the tires are fine. I don't know what the 7-lap drop-off people were talking about. I probably could have done at least 10
That's
on those.
the tires are made for Mercedes. Just
Tinfoil hat.
No, but I stretched the mediums because I was thinking, okay, this should be fine. Mike's going long, and yeah, lap 12 was the original time.
So was it always your plan to do a 2-stop, or were you actually attempting to do a 1-stop on that soft tyre as your last stint?
No, I was always going for the 2.
Were you worried that when you saw the 2 Ferraris go on the hard that they would fight at the end?
I knew. Well, I was kind of too deep into it once I realized, but through the first in the softs, it was more. Just trying to think. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, when I knew Mike was going to get me in that second one, I was always playing up, but I didn't expect bots to be following. And I knew trying to get around bots was never going to be easy. So I was trying to get that out of the way as quick as I could.
Well, both Ferraris had probably the best pace on the hard tyre compared to other guys. A lot of other guys were forced to switch to the hard tyre early and couldn't make it last. Others came in roughly a couple of laps before you guys, but still too, they couldn't make the hard tyre. It didn't seem that they could turn the hard tyre on. Their lap times were very low, but the 2 Ferraris were definitely quick on the hard tyre.
Hey, practice makes perfect.
Aggressive setups.
Certainly does. And then there was third place, and his name is Bots. You were leading Australia, man, and you've got some redemption today. Is that make up for it?
Not really. I was saying in the lead up to Australia, it's better to get, especially in qualifying, I was saying it's better to get a smart finish, you know, take a 5th or 6th at least as points on the board. I was leading that race, but I was never going to win that race. That battle for BP, that's a non-existent battle. I feel like that's going to be a non-existent battle at most of the races. I was going to go soft, medium, soft, and yeah, couldn't make it work. So really knuckled down and thought about what I was going to do at this race. And when I saw BP going to the pits for a second time, I knew he was going to go in, because if he stayed out on the softs, we would have caught him. And if he went in, we would have caught him. So that kind of boxed him in there with the advantage of Hawks getting dropped early. So everything just came together, and, you know, driver 1 did his thing and driver 2 did his thing, and it worked out with more red than silver on the podium, so we can't complain about that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
When you saw BP behind you, Bots, was it obviously your focus then to try hold him up for as long as possible?
Yep. That's all it is. I mean, that's all it's ever going to be, regardless of Ferrari 1-3, Alfa Romeo 1-3, Racing Point 1-3. That's always going to be the strategy. It doesn't matter what car you're in. Number 2 driver's got the job of driving the bus around the circuit while number 1 takes off, and I'm just glad I could do that tonight.
And obviously, if the roles were reversed, the same would occur. If Bots was the one out in front, then I'd happily hold anyone up.
But you had really good pace in qualifying, Bots. So I thought that you could, you know, at least hold the candle out there to BP.
I don't think
he had control of his car at the start.
Yeah, I don't think the incident at the start helped.
Yeah, that is another question. What happened there? Did you desync on the formation lap?
Oh, I was perfectly fine. I was just running around. I said, I might make the boys stress a little bit here, and I'll see what I can do. And I got a coffee and came back. Oh, yeah, okay. So if anyone from the government is listening, the NBN's just horse shit.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yep. I've been having troubles all week. They've been doing not renovations, line maintenance around my area, and I heard Mike lagging just before we went to the grid for the formation lap, and then I got kicked out. So I thought, oh well.
Do you live down the street, man? That's the same story I had.
Early night. Yeah, I don't know. It's horrible, but yeah, I just want to make a mention to what you said about BP pushing me off the track. That's not a dirty move or anything. That's racing. Like, that's what we're all here to do. That's one of the
my
best
intentions
races
wasn't
I've
to push
had,
off
even in that
push off the track
with BP. Like,
it happened so fast, you know. I had to make a split decision.
Yeah, no, I caught up with him quick, but I mean,
it frightened the shit out of me.
I'd already committed to the move, and I've got full respect for BP, and his racecraft is some of the best going around. So I know what he's going to do, and I know he's not going to make a smart decision. So, I mean, that's racing. We touched a little bit. That's racing too. That's what we want to do. I mean, we don't want to drive around 5-10 seconds between each other and just turn up for the hell of it.
And both being realistic from my seat too, Bots was like, oh, this is getting a bit hairy, man. I'm going to back off and let him go. And I'm like, yeah, do it. Send him. Like,
Well, on our screen, it looked like if Bahrain ever had grass, you were out on the grass, man.
Oh, yeah, for about 2 seconds, I was the world's fastest lawnmower, but... That's what I
Faster
mean.
than-
we're not Honda.
Not anymore.
Yeah. No, but it was good fun. I mean, you know, it's a good way to spend a Friday night. It's good racing. It's what everyone wants to watch. So I'm just happy we put on a show for everyone watching.
Yeah, everyone did. Everyone put on a fantastic show. It was so good to watch. So I'm glad you race like that. You know, because yeah, I don't want the guys to be scared to make moves the way BP did. It just I don't have a replay function, and you know, that's what I saw. So I made the call.
I'd have to say, mega grid tonight. Well done.
Yeah.
Like big thanks to everyone that showed up. It was so good.
And compared to Australia, we only had a couple of DNFs, so that's another thing. Everyone lasted, or most people.
Definitely the nature of the Bahrain track having a lot of runoff area definitely aided in that. That first turn at the start was a little bit sketchy.
Yeah, but
it was a bit sketchy when I come around the corner and I see McLaren on the inside facing the opposite direction.
yeah, I have no idea where he came
like,
from.
Oh shit! Here we go.
That was angry. That was angry, and he definitely was angry.
I'd have to say, but a lot of the boys throughout the week had shown up to practice. All this afternoon, saw a good majority on. Like everyone gave it a red hot go. I think a lot of people from Australia saw their lack of practice, put an extra hour in here and there, and I think it showed very well tonight. Obviously there was a few incidents, but I reckon down to turn one, pretty respectable run from everyone.
Yeah, it was. It looked pretty good. So I mean, I had no complaints watching at home. So
Definitely not. So Ferrari boys, would you say that you guys exceeded what you expected this weekend?
I would say the Red Rocket was hard tonight.
Nah, I don't think we exceeded it, but I don't think we let down. I think we knew where we were. Like, we went in pretty confident with where we were, and all through Q2 we were having a chat. That's why I did my original lap on the hard, because we were going to go reverse, do a split, and see what we could get, kind of put the Mercs under pressure. But eventually it all just kind of fell into place. Wardy and Bushchook beat me both in quali, and I was prepared for a race with them. I was going to let Bushchook go. Bots and I agreed on it, and eventually everything happened in turn one, and before you know it, we're 1-3. And we just kind of went with it and just took the race as it came. And for once, Ferrari strategists did what they did best and actually did their job. Can't say the same about Mercs, but Ferrari guys did it for once.
Which brings me to my next question.
Bono's going to have a chat, I'm sure.
BP, with Hawks
Yes.
salvaging a fourth place, which, to be honest, didn't look like he was even going to get that fourth place at one stage, but he done well to come back into fourth. I guess my question to you now is, did Mercedes underperform this weekend?
When Mercs are winning, it's always underperforming, I guess.
Right answer. Okay.
Well, see, I heard over the radio, I think it was about maybe a quarter of the way around lap one, and Hawks, you know, with the British background, was on the radio to Bono telling me his tyres are gone, and Bono just told him to fucking do one, really. So, I mean, that's where it all went downhill to begin with. So.
He got told results at the end, but
yeah,
unfortunate.
Yeah, it's good. After what was happening during the race, what I was hearing on the other end, to get fourth, like, pretty much 1 to 4 is what you would see in real life. It's pretty much, to salvage a fourth was, good after what I was hearing.
Yeah, definitely done well, and but that's definitely there, and Ferrari getting a good haul of points. So really looking forward to next week, guys.
well, I am too.
Thanks everyone.
I'll have to be a bit more careful of when I pit next time. I like to go short, sharp, and aggressive.
That's
You'll
right,
live
mate.
and learn.
Hit him hard, 3 seconds. No one asked how long you lasted for.
Well, thank you very much for the chat. It's been a pleasure.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank
See
you.
boys.
Thank you, guys, and I agree with Mike. A great field. Thank you to all the boys. Still chatting, some of them in the lobby there, but that was a great race tonight, guys. Great race.
So, it certainly was. But yeah, thanks again, everyone that has joined us on the stream tonight. And unluckily for Prince and Ryan, you guys have just missed out. There'll be highlights on later on tonight, or you can rewatch the full stream if you'd like to. But yeah, thanks Zen as well for joining me tonight in the commentary booth. It's been an absolute blast.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. And shake and bake, boys. We will see you, and I will see you all next week.
You will. You definitely will. Well, yeah, that'll end tonight's stream. Keeler TV, you've just joined us at the end of this stream. The race is done and dusted. It was Bahrain. It was a fantastic race. But if you haven't already, don't forget to go ahead and like the stream. Let us and give us some support here at Demo 1. It's the best way you can show it. We're live on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Mix every time, so you can pick your favorite platform, all in HD. And you can follow us at demo1garage.com or Twitter at demo1g or Instagram as well. And we've also got Amazon affiliate links. So if you're going off to buy any sim racing gear, there's an affiliate link on the YouTube description. Click that link, and for the next 24 hours, anything you buy on Amazon, we will get a small portion for referring you over to Amazon. That's another way you guys can support us here. So if you do end up buying anything on Amazon, ask me for the Amazon link or find it on the description on YouTube. I'll get it out on all the other pages as well and on the website very shortly. There's also the Discord link as well. If you want to join the Discord and you can't find any of these links because they're not on the website yet because I'm an idiot, slide into my DMs, as you know. Ask me for the information. I will get it to you straight away. But thanks again, everyone that has supported us. My name's Josh Gain. This is Demo and Garage. That was round 2 of the Formula 1 FNL1 eSports race. And it's been an absolute pleasure to bring you this. Stay tuned for the highlights. And also on Sunday at 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. That's Brisbane. Time zone GMT plus 10. Talking Esports is back for week 3. We're going to be episode 3. There's lots to get through this week. It's a Twitch-only show. It might be coming to Facebook and YouTube later, but we get the episode out during the week anyway on those platforms. But if you want to join us live, you have to be on Twitch. Talking Esports at 3 p.m. on Sunday. But that's it from me. There's so much coming up in 2020, and judging by what we saw today, it's going to be a blast. So I'll say goodnight, race hard and on the edge, and thank you, Alston, for that like. I will see everybody come the next video. Good night.